I walked away from that conversation thinking to myself, you don't know what you'll do if and when he leaves, but what will he do if he chooses to stay? So I just pulled up to the gym, and on my way here, I began to think about my journey as a mother and this new challenge that I'm facing, the challenge of learning to hold on while letting go simultaneously. And I have to be honest, it's been a struggle. Currently, as a mother, I have dual situations going on. I am 38, and my oldest son is 23 years old. That's what happens when you become a teenage mom. Not only do I have a 23-year-old, I have a 20-year-old son, and I also have an 18-year-old son. I was talking with my husband not long ago about how I speak to my children almost daily. My oldest being in the military and a long ways away, I call him at least once a day. And we don't talk very long. Almost all of our phone calls are 5 minutes or less. And however, for the last 4 years, we've had these phone calls every single day. And yet, I have not spoken to him in 2 days because I have not called him. Periodically, there's a check that I do with him, and I ask him, are the phone calls that he permits me to make to him every single day due to him wanting to talk to me, or is it because he believes it's what I want, it's what I need? And of course, my children have had a front row seat to this battle that I face with anxiety. And often his response is, I want the calls myself. They're for me. But after not speaking to him for 2 days, I have had an aha moment. I believe he's allowed those calls for me, because at any point he could have called. And it's not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. He's a man. He's developing. He's developed. He's learning himself, just as I am learning myself. And I have to ask myself, have I given him the space to grow up? Have I given my children the space to grow up? When my second son left for college, it was the same with him. We spoke daily. He no longer resides at the college campus. He came back home. He transferred. So I see him often. And yet, Christmas Eve, we had this conversation. And one point was made that, sometimes when I ask him, where are you going and when will you return? Which is not due to me wanting to control him, he doesn't always have an answer for me. He can't give me a definitive time, a definitive moment when he'll return and exactly where he'll be that entire time. And he's 20. He shouldn't have to. And then we have the 18-year-old. Yesterday, we were out getting him a phone, and I was saying to him how, he's 18. It's time for him to learn these things on his own. He needs to know these things because I'm not going to always be around. And I know often when we hear that statement, many of our parents are preparing us for their death. And the death of it all is inevitable. One day I won't be around, but prayerfully, it'll be a long, long, long time from now. I have prayed and asked God to not allow myself, my husband, or our children to experience shortened lives, to have lives that are ended prematurely. I would love to be in my right state of mind, healthy, well into my 90s and 100 if God so willed. And I desire the same for my family. So when I say that, I'm not trying to prepare him for my demise. However, I am in the process of launching my career. There are things that I want to do, and I don't want to have to micromanage him anymore. I don't want to have to micromanage them anymore. That it's not satisfying to me anymore. So I realized on that Christmas Eve, during this conversation my son and I was having, that I have to learn to hold on and let go at the same time. It's hard. That conversation was hard. But I walked away with hurt feelings that night. But in truth, it was truthful. Things that I needed to hear. Things that I'm still struggling to accept. But things that are real. And they're not just their reality or my reality. It's our reality. And then there's the other challenge. The challenge of raising a teenage daughter. Again, I have a 23-year-old son, so I've experienced teenage sons. However, I am currently experiencing, for the first time, raising a teenage daughter. And in a few short months, I'll have 2 teenage daughters. So I have to learn what that's like. And it has not been an easy experience. It has not been an easy transition. Sometimes we have disagreements, and either I don't say the right thing, she doesn't say the right thing, we don't say the right thing, we don't see eye to eye in something, and both of us walk away feeling like maybe, just maybe, our relationship won't be what we have hoped for. But I refuse that. The devil is a liar. Some time ago, I saw this post, and it said that women, we raise our daughters, but we love our sons. And I get it. I get the stance. However, as a parent, I have been intentional about both raising and loving my sons and my daughters. I can be hard on them. I have been hard on them. And I am hard on my girls as well. I am an equal opportunity parent. I am an equal opportunity person. I am who I am, curious and gullible sometimes, naive sometimes, bold, loud, funny, very intense. There's so many different shades within this person. I am 100 proof, no chaser, baby. Still limping my way through the process. And the Bible tells us that we go from faith to faith and glory to glory. Will I ever have this parenting thing figured out? Nope. And neither will you. And yet, I have to do something that is often terrifying to me. Learning to hold on and let go all at the same time. I recall being at my middle son's graduation, and there was this lady there who also had a child who was graduating, but she was pregnant, very soon to deliver. And I approached her, curious about what her son would be doing after graduation. I asked her, is he going to leave for school? And she responded, no, he's not going anywhere. I don't know what I would do if he left. I walked away from that conversation thinking to myself, you don't know what you'll do if and when he leaves, but what will he do if he chooses to stay? That's a challenge for us mothers, learning to simultaneously hold on while letting go. I realize in a lot of the cases, many of us moms hold on so tightly because truth is, being a mother has become the entire of our identity. That's all we know. We use being a mother to not pursue goals, to not hold ourselves accountable, to not go after our dreams. And when the kids grow up and endeavor to embark upon some of their own dreams and goals and to set the tone of their new reality, we refuse that. We have these adult temper tantrums. We don't allow them. We emotionally manipulate them because to let them go means that we no longer have the excuse that they are the reason we didn't do, we didn't say, we didn't dare. We don't have that anymore. That's taking away from us. And at that point, we have to confront the girl in the mirror. We have to confront that feeling of, I really don't know who I am. I really don't recognize this person I've become. Truth is, many of us talk about our enemies. However, I've had moments where I had to admit that my greatest enemy was my inner me. So moms, this is for you. I challenge you as I'm challenging myself. One of the hardest challenges of my life. Give you permission to get to know you, to love you, to honor you, to pursue your God-given goals and purpose, and learn to simultaneously hold on while letting go. I love you to pieces. Bye-bye.